New at 10, several women here in the CSRA making some serious accusations against a man assigned by the court system to work on their child custody cases. Nick Lawley has been investigating this story for weeks and joins us now in the newsroom with more. Nick, why are these women coming forward now?
Well, Saria, they say they're afraid the pattern will continue and they don't want other parents to go through what they have. They've agreed to speak on condition we hide their identities.
We've always done things together and inseparable.
That's how this mother, a military veteran currently serving in the United States Army, describes her relationship with her children before a court order took them away from her. Court documents show her case in 2011 was assigned a guardian ad litem, a person appointed by the judge in a custody dispute to make recommendations. That person was Doug Nelson, who presently serves as a Columbia County magistrate judge. The mom says Nelson met her at an Augusta motel for a meeting when she says the situation took a bad turn.
We're walking outside the parking lot and he puts his hand around me and he's rubbing my arm up and down, but then he puts his hand on my back, starts rubbing my back all the way down to my bottom, that's in my rear. And I'm like, this is no way for a guardian ad litem to be carrying himself with nobody.
She made a report this year to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. Investigators say they're still looking into the allegations. She says he eventually ended contact with her and wrote his report, which she believes ultimately led to her custody being revoked.
This judge basically has made it a point to make my life miserable, saying that no, I was not going to get the children back because I manipulated their minds, but no one has even talked to the children.
According to Nelson's final report in her case to Judge Daniel Craig, he didn't list the kids as interviewees when making his report, but said this mother alienated the kids from their father. According to the document, he did, however, interview 6 people with listed relationships to the father, but none for the mom. Nelson also gave a 2-paragraph status update for the father, describing what he believed to be the father's touching hobby of writing books on social issues. The mom got 2 cut-and-dry sentences stating her name, location of residence, and Army pay grade. The report states Nelson ultimately recommended custody for the father because of the mother's willful and intentional alienation of the children. After hearing the allegations, we tried to reach out to Nelson. A court secretary gave us his cell phone number to reach him on. Nelson said 7 words, didn't happen, all I have to say. One of the witnesses Nelson interviewed in this case, who doesn't have a custody case, is now making allegations of her own. She says he arranged a follow-up meeting where she says he asked about her personal life.
His specific comment was, well, now that he's gone, you definitely are going to be meeting a man in your life, and I know how to take care of that.
In another case, another mom says Nelson sent her inappropriate text messages while working on her custody case just 2 years ago, and also asked her what she calls inappropriate questions in person.
He kind of ran out and said, you know, what was your sex life like? And I was thinking, okay, I have a problem.
She included screenshots of the messages in a brief we obtained that was filed with the court clerk's office to Judge Daniel Craig. When we reached out to Craig, he said it would be improper for a judge to discuss the accuracy of a brief like the one filed, and that this case is pending trial. Sent from a phone number we confirmed through magistrate court offices as belonging to Nelson, the messages we read say he wanted to touch and also discussed the mom's attire when she told him what she would be wearing to a hearing. Nelson responded, "Giddy up, can't wait to see." And there's another case. In a statement to the Columbia County Sheriff's Office this year, another woman alleges in 2012 that Nelson pulled her body right up to his and stroked her arm and back.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm not easily offended. I've worked around a lot of men single-handedly, and being in the military, sexual harassment and all that. And I knew clearly what it was.
That case also still under investigation, police say. After hearing the additional allegations, we reached out to Nelson again. He sent me a statement via text message reiterating these are allegations only, and he works cases where he says people lash out because of kids being involved. Nelson says these women are looking for a reason to get back in court, but when asked pointed questions about the proof the women say they have, including those screenshots of text messages, he said he handled 50 to 75 cases at a time and has no idea about those messages because that was the normal mode of communication at the time. He also says he never put anyone in an uncomfortable situation. Now, Nelson did agree to meet face-to-face, but on the day of our scheduled meeting, he said he had reviewed some guidelines for guardian ad litems and felt he could no longer discuss the allegations. Now, Nelson tells me via text message he hasn't been a guardian ad litem in almost 2 years, but is still currently working as a magistrate judge in Columbia County. Of course, we'll continue to follow up on this. In the newsroom, Nick Lovely, WFXG. Fox 54.